Hello, everybody. Wow, it suddenly got dark. Hold on a second. I'm right next to a window, as you can see in my glasses, but sometimes we get overcast. And anyways, I'm Skip Alzheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show. Yesterday, after we had our show, I went and I got a steroid shot in my the cervical between two discs, which have been pinching my nerves, and so now I'm all steroided out, and it was kind of crazy. They actually used an x-ray to make sure that they were putting the steroids where it needed to go. We'll see how it works out. But we watch old 16mm films here. Sometimes we watch a film strip. So behind me, I have a film scanner. Still trying to figure this thing out. There we go. Ta-da! And we're going to try to do like we did before, scan the film and capture it to a computer while we're streaming it. That means that I'll have decent files beyond what I'm streaming for later use. So this film was, when it was shown, probably elicited lots and lots and lots of giggles. So hold on to your hats. Encounter with Uranus.
Events of the past and present shape tomorrow. Our vital concern is you, today's youth. For our future depends on you. To untangle today's problems, we need to understand yesterday. We hope this film series will make you aware of the people, places, and events which have helped shape our nation and our world. Manufacturers Hanover is pleased to sponsor this educational film as a special service to schools in the New York City area.
Only 500 years ago, the universe seemed simple, peaceful, and well understood. The Earth stood motionless at the center. The sun, moon, and planets circled it at no great distance. Slightly farther away were tiny points of light called stars. It was a small, comfortable, and reassuring universe, and man thought himself at the center of everything. In only a few centuries, the scale of the solar system and of the universe expanded incredibly as a result of investigation and study. The telescope and the Copernican theory replaced the Earth with the sun at the center of the solar system. The 5 wandering lights, called planets by the Greeks, became individual worlds. It was believed the solar system ended at Saturn, until the night of March 13, 1781, when English musician and amateur astronomer William Herschel was conducting a survey of the sky with his telescope. He stumbled across an object of uncommon appearance between the constellations of Auriga and Gemini. Herschel's discovery instantly doubled the size of the known solar system and astonish the world. This edition of the Science Screen Report explores the planet Uranus and takes us closer than any telescope ever could as we encounter Uranus with the aid of Voyager 2. Just as the world was astonished in 1781 by William Herschel's discovery of Uranus, so are we 200 years later by the discoveries made by this remarkable spacecraft. Until the time of the launches of Voyagers 1 and 2, only the inner Earth-like planets had been photographed and explored in any detail. Saturn and Jupiter had been only briefly surveyed by two modestly equipped Pioneer probes, and Uranus and Neptune were still mysterious points of light in the telescope. The two Voyagers swept through the solar system, the planets and its moons a few months apart, and they revealed to us a stunningly beautiful planet with weather patterns more complex than anyone could imagine. The Voyager cameras photographed the Great Red Spot, a storm that has lasted more than 300 years. And here is a sequence of photographs of the Great Red Spot taken through a blue filter. We can see that the storm turns and churns like a gigantic wheel 3 times the size of Earth. The Voyagers found volcanoes on the moon Io. 9 of them were erupting as the Voyagers flew by. The spacecraft also photographed the ancient cratered surface of Callisto. The unusual broken terrain of Ganymede and the smooth icy surface of Europa with its strange markings that look like cracks but are actually level with the rest of the surface. As they flew past Jupiter, the Voyagers also measured the planet's enormous magnetic field, which extends into space for millions of miles. About a year after they passed Jupiter, the two spacecraft approached Saturn, which is about 1 billion miles from the Sun. Of course, the most spectacular feature about Saturn is its rings. What looks like thousands of individual ringlets is an illusion. Each major ring is really a continuous sheet of material, but of varying thickness. Saturn's moons were found to be made of water, ice, and rock, and each different from its neighbor. Here is Mimas, which was almost shattered by a huge impact. This is Iapetus, which has 2 faces, one dark, the other bright. Saturn's gravitational field then bent the flight path of Voyager 1 upward, searching for the edge of the solar system and the beginning of interstellar space. Voyager 2 was now aiming toward Uranus, almost 5 years away. A few facts and oddities about the first discovered planet. The Uranian year is long. It takes Uranus 84 Earth years to circle the Sun. Uranus orbits at some 19 times the Earth-Sun distance, where it receives only 1/360th of the solar radiation we do. The surprising nature of Uranus can be traced to the formation of the solar system nearly 5 billion years ago. Our solar system formed an intense rotating cloud of gas and dust, the solar nebula. The Sun's nuclear fires ignited at the dense center of this nebula. The planets were born in swirling currents of this great cloud. Planets near the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, evolved as globes of rock. They were too small in their gravitational fields, too weak to grab hold of the gases from the nebula. But far from the Sun, the massive planets Jupiter and Saturn, with powerful gravitational fields, did attract and hold thick gaseous atmospheres of hydrogen and helium. As did Uranus, but with a difference. The deep cold at the edge of the cloud also froze out large amounts of ice, and as Uranus formed, the ice melted into a deep watery layer topped with a thin atmosphere of hydrogen and helium. As a result, Uranus is denser than Jupiter and Saturn and has a much thinner upper atmosphere and a different internal structure. Voyager 2 also found clouds of methane near the top of the atmosphere. Uranus has a small internal heat source, a partially molten core that is the heart of the planet. Surrounding this hot core is a thick watery layer, but this water is not as we know it on Earth. Here the water is under such tremendous pressure that it displays unusual electrical conductivity. The continuous flow of this conductive liquid creates electric currents, and these in turn generate a magnetic field. Normally, a planet's magnetic field is aligned with the axis of rotation and the center of the planet. Planet and magnetic field usually rotate together, but not in the case of Uranus. The magnetic field is strangely tilted, and it is not centered. This deep internal motion generates an offset field no one has ever seen before. A predicted discovery was a shimmering glow seen over the entire sunlit hemisphere. The phenomenon is an emission of ultraviolet light, which has been named electroglow. Scientists theorize that the electroglow is caused by a stimulation of the extremely thin cloud of hydrogen surrounding the planet. Voyager told us more about the 5 Uranian moons than we ever thought possible, and also disclosed shepherding moons. With the help of Al Hibbs from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, we can learn more about these moons.
I'm with Larry Soderblom, a member of the Voyager science team. Larry, you've been deeply involved in the study of the moons. These large moons, Oberon, Titania, Umbriel, Ariel, Miranda, those have been known for some time.
Yes, in fact, Herschel himself discovered the outer two just 6 years after he discovered Uranus. And Voyager 2 discovered 10 new moons, too small to be seen from the Earth, but nonetheless they're extremely important. They act as shepherding moons, keeping the narrow rings tightly confined.
One curious thing about the moons of Uranus is that they're all rather dark, much darker on the average than the moons of Jupiter or Saturn.
Not only are the major moons very dark, but the 10 new moons and the rings themselves are extremely dark, among the darkest things that we know of. We think that carbon, in some form, has to be involved in this very dark material.
Okay, well, let's take a look at some close-up pictures of the satellites. This first one is Oberon. That's the outermost of the large moons.
It's a very ancient surface. Notice the dense population of impact craters, most easily visible along the terminator region here. These impact craters tell us that very little, geologically speaking, has happened to this ancient surface, with the exception of a few patches of this very dark carbon-rich material that oozed out of the interior and formed deposits on the floor of this crater.
Next, Titania. This is the largest of the Uranian satellites.
In addition to the abundant impact craters, we see enormous faults that have broken and ruptured Titania's surface. One possible explanation is that water inside Titania froze, expanded, and ruptured the surface.
And then Umbriel, the darkest of all the moons of Uranus. That surface is about as dark as volcanic rock.
Well, Umbriel is a self-contradiction. On the one hand, the population of impact craters suggests a very ancient surface, whereas this bright donut-shaped feature up here suggests a young surface.
Well, unlike Umbriel, Ariel here has a very clear evidence of a lot of geologic activity, judging from that long fault valley, pretty clearly the result of expansion of the interior and stretching of the surface.
At the same time that this faulting and expanding was going on, another process was occurring on Ariel. Here we see something that may be the Uranian version of volcanism, in which a plastic mass of material was erupted out of the valley floors, flowed across, cutting off a crater here, flowing down into these valleys.
It's almost a general principle, perhaps, that as we move from moon by moon closer and closer to Uranus, we see more and more evidence of geological activity.
Perhaps the most beautiful example of that is Miranda. This is the innermost of the 5 major moons.
Larry, I've heard you refer to this as probably the most exotic body in the solar system.
Well, I think exotic is an understatement. Miranda surpassed our wildest expectations. no one possibly imagined what we were going to find here. It's as if geologic terrains were stolen from throughout the solar system, assembled into one object. We've come to understand that Miranda's surface is organized into two basic geologic terrains. An old cratered terrain that occupies this region, which has been replaced by younger regions that are characterized by bright and dark bands. This is probably the best example of these younger terrains. The ridges you see here are a couple of miles high, extending about several hundred miles in their length. It appears that fluids from Miranda's interior migrated up cracks and froze and produced them. In addition to these, we find enormous fault systems on Miranda. This has got to be my favorite picture from the space program. Here we see a cliff 16 miles high on this fault. If you were standing here, you could flip a rock off. It would take it 9 minutes to fall to the bottom. The idea of what's caused this geologic activity is that Miranda somehow has been frozen during its early stages of evolution. Normally what happens is a planet, after it accretes, is an assemblage of sort of jumbled up sand and ice. As it begins to heat up, heavier material sinks toward the center and lighter ices migrate toward the surface. We now think that these regions are where those lighter materials were just getting to the surface, but Miranda was frozen at that point, and we have a frozen record of a moon halfway through its early evolution.
The search for shepherding moons was one of the fundamental scientific issues Voyager faced in going to Uranus. Not only did we find shepherding moons, but we now believe they are responsible for confining the rings of Uranus, squeezing them down into their narrow appearance. This photo taken by Voyager's cameras allows us to see dust in the rings. The fact that we are seeing dust is very significant because the atmosphere of Uranus extends into the rings and actually slows the rings' particles down. As a result, the dust in the rings rains down into the planet's atmosphere constantly. Voyager 2's mission to Uranus really began with one man's persistence of vision. William Herschel's discovery in 1781 has led us to the most far-reaching exploratory mission in history, the first survey of all the large planets of the outer solar system.
The Science Screen Report has been presented to you as a community service of Manufacturers Hanover.
Uranus. So I was beginning to capture, and I was running the scanner, and it immediately dropped frames and said, all right, I'm done. So I'm going to have to figure out if the hard drive I'm saving to is fast enough, why it's dropping frames. It's kind of frustrating. But there you go. That's life. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, let's find out what's going on with our favorite young adults in France with a new episode of Toute La Bande, episode 11. Panne d'essence. Enjoy.
C'est samedi en fin d'après-midi. Anne et Jacques ont rendez-vous chez les Hermont. Ils viennent à la maison chercher Caroline, Elisabeth et Victor pour aller tous ensemble au cinéma.
Bonjour vous deux. Ah, c'est ouvert.
Oui.
Salut Caro.
Bonjour Caro. Alors tout le monde est prêt?
Oui, je crois. Vic, Elisabeth, dépêchez-vous. Entrez donc, ils arrivent tout de suite.
Oh, tu sais, ce n'est pas la peine. On attend là.
Bon, alors, juste un petit instant, le temps d'aller chercher mon sac et mon imperméable. À tout de suite.
Alors, ma petite Anne, ça va?
Ça va? On a de la chance, hein?
Bien sûr. Tu es contente?
Très.
Bonjour, Anne.
Bonjour.
Ça va? Bonjour. Bonjour.
Bonjour, Anne.
Alors on y va? Oui. Et je vais vous proposer.
Quoi?
Aide-moi. Écoute, Jack, tu as ton permis de conduire? Oui, pourquoi? Rentre la moto. Mais... Si, viens. Je vous propose de prendre la voiture de papa. Jacques va conduire, comme ça tout ira bien.
Mais Vic, tu crois?
Mais oui, ma vieille. Papa est très occupé, il n'a pas besoin de la voiture.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'il a dit, papa?
Et il a dit de ne pas le déranger.
Il a dit ça? Bon, alors d'accord.
Tu es d'accord, Jacques? Oui, bien sûr, c'est une idée épatante. Vas-y, sors la voiture.
Chouette, hein?
Toute la bande va au cinéma dans la voiture de Monsieur Hermont. Victor est encore trop jeune pour avoir son permis de conduire. C'est pourquoi il a demandé à Jacques de conduire. On y va.
Attendez-nous 5 minutes. On va garer la voiture. Soyez sages.
À quelle heure commence le grand film?
Je ne sais pas au juste. Regardons l'horaire.
Tiens, prends les billets. 5, voyons. 14h15, 16h15, 19h15.
Mais il est déjà 19h15.
Où sont-ils, les garçons? Tiens, les voilà. Allons-y. Dépêchons-nous, le film est déjà commencé.
Nous devons bénir le hasard, chérie. Il tenait à si peu de choses que nous ne nous rencontrions jamais.
À si peu de choses. C'est vrai, oui.
Alors, puisque la Providence a tellement voulu nous réunir, nous unir, aidons-la, tu veux?
Si je veux. Mon amour.
Sais-tu que nous avons toute la vie devant nous? Toute la vie à vivre ensemble.
Rien que ça. C'est bien court.
Tu es merveilleusement idiote. Je t'aime.
Moi, j'ai trouvé ça vraiment très beau. Ça m'a fait pleurer. Et toi?
Pas moi. Mais ça n'était pas mal. L'histoire de la panne, c'est amusant.
Bien, moi, j'ai trouvé ce film moche. Ridicule. Une histoire d'amour.
Bien sûr, tu es trop jeune.
Ça, alors? Ne vous disputez pas, voyons. Et les films, ça dépend des goûts. Moi, je suis d'accord avec Caro, ce n'était pas mal.
Ah.
Alors, on rentre? On va tous ensemble chercher la voiture.
Oh oui, pourquoi pas. Une petite promenade, ça ne fait de mal à personne.
Ça alors? Le moteur ne marche plus. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Je ne sais pas. C'est bizarre. Descendons voir.
Jacques, viens voir la jauge. Il n'y a plus d'essence.
Semble là. Mon Dieu, c'est vrai, c'est une panne d'essence, voilà tout.
Qu'est-ce qu'on fait?
Pour le moment, je ne sais pas. Il n'y a pas une pompe à essence par ici?
Si. Mais maintenant, elle est fermée.
Eh bien, mes enfants, il n'y a rien à faire. Il faut descendre et pousser.
Quelle corvée! C'est bizarre quand même. Papa n'a pas l'habitude.
Ton père t'a donné la permission de prendre la voiture? C'est vrai?
Non, pas exactement.
Comment non, mais tu es idiot? Quelle idée de prendre cette voiture sans rien dire à ton père?
Je sais, mais je croyais vraiment que...
Voyons, Vic, c'est bête comme tout. Papa va être furieux.
Je sais, mais...
En tout cas, il n'y a rien à faire. Il n'y a plus d'essence dans le réservoir. Il faut pousser la voiture jusqu'à la maison. C'est loin? Où sommes-nous?
Dans la rue des Roses. Nous sommes tout près.
Qui vient prendre le volant? Toi?
Si tu veux, mais je peux très bien pousser. Non, mets-toi au volant, Anne. Il nous faut quelqu'un pour guider. Bon.
Oh! If!
Je n'en peux plus.
Oh, moi non plus. C'est dur.
Courage, les gars. On arrive.
Oh, toi!
Doucement, les parents vont nous entendre.
Encore un petit effort, les enfants. Allez, poussez.
Oh, vite.
Ne fais pas de bruit. Attendez un instant. J'allume.
Enfin, c'est...
Et tout ça pour aller voir un film pas extraordinaire.
Il était très bien, ce film. Il m'a fait pleurer.
Taisez-vous, vous deux.
Allez, bonsoir tout le monde. Anne et moi, nous filons.
C'est ça, filet.
Ne mets pas le moteur en marche, ça fait trop de bruit. Et pousse la moto jusque dans la rue.
Oh, tu sais, j'en ai marre de pousser.
Tant pis. Pour le moment, on pousse.
Au revoir, vous deux. Je ferme la porte.
D'accord. Bonsoir. Dormez bien.
Bonne nuit tout le monde.
Dis, il faut sortir de bonne heure demain matin pour aller chercher un bidon d'essence.
Eh oui.
Non, tu sais, Vic, tu exagères.
Oh, ça va, toi.
Tu sais bien que papa...
Papa nous a dit de ne pas le déranger.
Chut, voyons. Vous disputez pas. Vous faites un bruit épouvantable. Taisez-vous et allons nous coucher.
C'est ça. Chut. Ne faites pas de bruit, les filles.
Alors, tu es prêt? Allons vite chercher ce bidon d'essence.
Laisse-moi finir mon café.
Oh, toi.
Bonjour les enfants.
Bonjour, papa.
Bonjour, papa.
Mais vous ne sortez pas déjà?
Si.
Ah, mais non, j'ai besoin de lui. Victor, Victor, attends.
Papa, il faut absolument...
Attends un peu, mon garçon, j'ai besoin de toi. On va à la cave, enfin au garage, chercher du vin pour le déjeuner.
Bien, papa.
Bon, eh bien, je m'en vais.
Caroline, viens dans la cuisine.
Le moment.
Caroline, va aider ta mère, veux-tu? Je bois de mon café, hein? Tu permets? Voilà, ça y est. Eh bien maintenant, Allons au garage. Tu permets, Victor? Allez. Je voudrais offrir quelque chose de bon à ton oncle. Ce Saint-Émilion est bien. C'est une bonne année. Mets ça dans le panier. Ça aussi. Ton oncle aime bien les vins de Bordeaux. Tiens. Voilà, si tu veux apporter ça à la maison, moi je vais sortir la voiture. Je voudrais aller faire le plein d'essence.
Papa.
Oui, c'est bien ce que je pensais. Dis-moi, Victor, tu peux m'expliquer ça?
C'est que... Enfin, hier soir, nous sommes allés au cinéma.
Oui.
On a pris la voiture pour y aller tous ensemble.
Mais...
C'est Jacques qui a conduit. Il a son permis de conduire, bien entendu.
Tu n'as pas besoin de m'expliquer. Je vous ai entendu rentrer cette nuit. Voyez, toute la bande. Oh, j'en ai assez de tes bêtises. T'entends? Tu es un imbécile.
Oui, papa.
Ah!
Je te m'en pardonne pas. Tu étais tellement occupé hier soir, tu as dit de ne pas te déranger. Alors...
Mais je ne t'ai pas donné la permission de prendre ma voiture. Jacques est un gentil garçon, mais je ne sais pas, moi, s'il est bon conducteur. Non! Eh bien, va tout de suite me chercher de l'essence.
Bien sûr. C'est ce que j'allais faire quand tu m'as appelé. Je vais tout de suite acheter un bidon d'essence.
Un bidon, 2 bidons, s'il te plaît. Débrouille-toi.
Oui, papa.
Dis donc, hé, ta voiture est bien sale. Elle a besoin d'être lavée. Tu vas me la laver cet après-midi.
Oh, papa, c'est aujourd'hui le grand match de football à la télé.
Ça m'est égal, mon vieux. Tu vas me laver cette voiture cet après-midi. Non, porte d'abord les bouteilles à ta mère. Ensuite, va vite chercher l'essence. Victor, il n'est pas tard. Tu as peut-être le temps de laver la voiture avant le déjeuner.
Comme ça, le match de football, cet après-midi? T'en fais pas. Merci, papa.
Ne remue pas le vin!
Oh, when will they ever learn? I mean, I guess the thing is, like, you're trying to create some sort of sense of interest in what you're watching, so you kind of want to know what they're saying. Which, you know, if you think about the early readers for English, like the Dick and Jane things, is Dick and Jane would go on all these adventures, and they were trying to make things compelling for kids and exciting for kids. And, you know, a lot of language art films are related to that. They tend to be the ones that drive adults crazy because they are so over the top and have no rhyme or reason. They don't teach a lesson. It's just the experience. All right, we're going to try the scanner again. We're going to try to actually scan. And I have not shown this film. So here we go. This is Judging People. Enjoy. I don't know where the audio is. Like, this is annoying. 1 second. It was working fine before. I don't know. Anyways, I'll try to figure this out for tomorrow. In the meantime, here's a film that I got from the National Archives. It's called Broken Wings. Enjoy.
So, what are you doing tonight?
Babysitting and schoolwork.
Oh, I got a better idea. Why don't we all go down and bust on old Hoot Thomas?
Not that weirdo in the old shack.
Yeah, we ought to burn that shack down on the ground. Throw that miserable bastard out of town.
Oh, come on, Jerry. Why don't you leave the poor guy alone?
Look, the guy ain't nothing but a kid. Besides, he's good for a lot of laughs. Come on, Buzz.
How about it, Ruth?
No thanks. He's not my idea of fun.
Oh, he's harmless.
He's sick. Spooky sick. I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe tonight.
No way, Jerry. After the last time, I'll do my babysitting alone. Forget it.
This guy's gonna be around. Hey, there he is. Now listen, let me do all the talk. Hey, Hoot Thomas! Hoot, you miserable coot! I'm gonna get you!
That you, Roy?
Just Daddy Oakley and me! We're here to settle accounts.
Who are you?
Never mind, old man. Let's just see how fast you can run. Hey, what are you doing? Never mind. Don't worry about it. Hey, Hoot! I got a flaming arrow here. You want to see how fast your shack will burn down?
Okay, get your hands up and come out here where I can see you.
Okay, Hoot. Don't shoot now. Fire's out. Don't shoot.
Hey, Buzz, you sure gave me a scare. Who's your partner?
Oh, this is Jerry. What are you doing?
Go feeding this little bird. I rescued him. Someone had broke his wing. Poor little thing. I figured you wasn't really out to get me. How you been, Buzz?
I've been okay, Hoot.
I ain't seen you around in a long time. You still working at your pa's garage?
Weekends and nights, mostly. How come you don't come around no more?
Oh, I tell you why I'm hiding out now. You fellas swear to secrecy? I've been doing some undercover work for the FBI. The chief calls me and says, Hoot, I got a job to do, and you're the only man can do it. The chief says, there's a bunch of gangsters riding around in a, what do you call it?
Limousine?
That was the name. The chief says, you get 'em, and you won't have to do no more undercover work. You'll be the chief.
How'd you get him?
I got him clean through. With my .38 special.
Hey, ain't that Roy Rogers' gun?
Yup. Did I tell you fellas about when I was Roy's deputy?
No. When was that?
Oh, a few years ago. Up in Buffalo. The Lone Ranger took me to see Roy, along with Tuttle.
Tuttle?
But Tuttle was the best Indian scout in the West. The Lone Ranger says, Roy, this boy is the fastest gun around. There's a bunch of what-do-you-call-ems after him. Roy, you make this boy your deputy. He's the best Indian scout around.
I thought you said Tuttle was.
Tuttle? Tuttle wasn't even around.
We better get going.
You fellas with the police department?
No, Hoot, we better get going, Jerry. Take care, partner.
Come on. Honey, come on now, you eat.
The cat's really freaked out, you know.
Yeah, he would have kept us here for a couple of hours. He gets it from all those old movies he saw years ago, I guess.
Crazy as a hoot owl.
Yeah, but he wouldn't hurt nobody. Wonder how he got like that.
What's it matter?
No, seriously, I wonder what happened to him.
Who the hell cares? Look, some people are just born that way, you know?
I know.
You don't know, Buzz. Otherwise, you'd leave him alone.
May?
Yeah?
What made him crazy? Not that it makes much difference. I was just curious.
You don't know?
No.
Who'd have syphilis?
Syphilis?
Yeah, honey. You know what syphilis is?
Are you kidding? I guess it got to his brain, huh?
Well, such things has happened.
Was that old nut worth anything before he got sick?
Don't be mean, Buzz. He ain't done nothing to you.
Well, he sure don't keep the community beautiful.
Oh, I suppose you do. I remember Hoot from years back. I was just starting school when he graduated from high school. We didn't call him Hoot then. We called him Art. Art Thomas, that was his real name. Folks didn't start calling him Hoot until he was a lot older, and bad blood had softened his brain. I remember my daddy thought that Hoot was just about the best carpenter for 50 miles around. You don't know the houses he's built hereabouts. Some of them out on Dale Ridge was built by Hoot. And you know that short street that comes off of Route 2, Walnut Street, I guess? Hoot hired a couple of helpers and a mason. And he built 5, 6 houses on that street. The Presbyterian parsonage was one of them. They was built sturdy and beautiful. Not like that ugly plywood junk they're putting up now. Yeah, Hoot was a real good workman.
Did he ever get married?
Gosh, Buzz, you writing a book about him? Yeah, he was married. I've forgotten his wife. It's been so long. They was married 2 years, maybe 3 at the most.
Well, I guess she gave it to him, huh?
Look, baby, how should I know? Those things happen sometimes.
Hiya, May. How's my
Hi,
sweetheart?
Arnie.
Brought your book matches I got in the last delivery, baby.
Thanks.
Buzz, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Coffee, Arnie?
No, thanks, not today, baby. How's your dad, Buzz? I haven't seen him since your mother's funeral.
Well, he's making it pretty good.
So tell him I'll be over the garage to see him soon. Jeez, it must be rough on your dad without Jeannie. You fellas trying to keep house?
Oh, not too much. Right now, my Aunt Helen's staying with us for a while.
Yeah, I guess it's rough on you, too.
Well, I'm making it. We're okay.
It's a good thing Buzz is grown up. It ain't easy for one parent to be both a mother and father.
Yeah, you sure know how it is, don't you, May, huh? Hey, May. Why don't you close this joint early and you and me step out, huh? Now, I could call my wife and tell her we have an all-night run tonight. And it wouldn't exactly be lying either, would it, baby? Now, what do you say?
You know, Arnie, I'd love to. But I'm booked up solid for the next 2 weeks. Anyway, I find you senior citizens a little short on romance.
Hey, ho. Now, you watch it, May. A man don't go for being put off that way.
Oh, come off it, Arnie. Insults is about the only thing most men around here are good for, and you know it.
Oh, you talk like an expert.
I ain't no more an expert on men than most men is on women.
Is she kidding?
I gotta glue this poor thing back together. You know, Arnie, I hear a lot around here, especially at breakfast time when the local heroes are on their way to work. Men. Strutting like bantam roosters, bragging about what big men they are. You know something, Arnie? Some of them is so tight they try to reverse the charges on obscene phone calls.
Yeah, and you and most of the other females around here would be glad to pay for the tolls. Now, come on, admit it. Admit it.
You're probably right. Obscene phone calls is about the biggest thrill some of the girls around here has had in 20 years of marriage.
Hey, May, is that your son, Billy?
That's him, Arnie.
How's he doing?
Real good. Did you know him and Patty had a beautiful baby girl last month?
Oh, no, that's great. Hey, gee, May, that makes you the only unmarried grandmother in town, don't it?
That ain't nice, Arnold.
Well, I owed you that one, sweetheart. Hey, listen, May, I gotta run. I gotta see my boss about tomorrow. And you too, Buzz. Now, you be good. Now, if you ain't good, be careful. And don't forget to say hello to your dad, huh?
I will. So long.
You want a refill, Buzz? It's on the house.
Yeah, May. Thanks a lot.
That's the trouble with this town. People's tongues get as long as their memories, and that's mighty long. Well, I don't have anything to apologize to them for. I brought up a son to be a real man. How's your father, Buzz?
He's okay, I guess. But he gets real quiet sometimes. No, the garage is doing good. He's still the best mechanic around.
Your dad's a real good man, Buzz. Tell him to come around once in a while. I ain't seen him in ages.
Well, speaking of my old man, I better get down to the garage. I guess we better leave Hoot Thomas alone.
That's a real good idea, honey.
Did he ever have any kids?
I thought you said you was going to leave him alone. Yeah, he had a daughter. Real sickly. I don't even know if she's still living.
What was...
Now, baby, why all the questions about a poor old invalid who's been dying for years?
Why these questions about him?
I was out to his place today, and I just got to wondering about him.
What was you doing out there? You're a little old for cowboys and Indians, son.
You used to have him do some work around here, didn't you?
A while back. He's bad off now, though. Can't use him too good. I asked him to come in to do a little sweeping to wash your car. Well, an hour later, he's forgot all about it.
I was wondering something. How did he get syphilis?
How did who get syphilis?
Thomas.
Well, how the hell do I know? How does anybody get syphilis? Look, Buzz, how you doing in your training?
Pretty good. I just wish I'd done better in math in high school.
Ah, you'll pick it up now that you need it. About Hoot. He probably got sick a good many years ago. I doubt if he'd even remember now. Maybe this is a silly question for a guy your age. But you do know how a fella gets syphilis, don't you?
Oh, no. How old do you think I am, Dad?
I guess they told you all about it in school, huh?
Oh, come on, Dad. Yeah, they told us about it in high school, and hell, you get it in magazines and on TV. You hear about it all the time. Only a stupid jerk wouldn't know about it.
Well, there must be plenty of stupid jerks around then, from what I hear about all the VD going around today. Still, I guess there was a lot around when I was your age. I didn't give the subject much thought till I got in the Army. They hit us with talks and color movies like you wouldn't believe. They scared some guys into giving up sex altogether.
That wouldn't work.
Well, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea. At least it gave a guy an idea of the chances he took when he went out looking for it.
Yeah, but people know they can cure it easy now.
They could cure it then. They had penicillin by the time I was your age.
I still don't think you can scare people out of getting VD.
Probably not, but they sure tried.
Who tried?
Well, first the doctor would show you them beautiful color movies of what syphilis and clap could do to you. And pictures of old men wasted away, like Hoot. Then the company commander, he'd come on with all about what to do to keep from getting VD if you went out and got laid. Then on came the chaplain with his 100% surefire prevention.
What was that?
Oh, things like, you won't die without sex, but you sure can get messed up without sense. That kind of thing. Maybe it wasn't so realistic. But I guess the only way to be 100% immune is to lay off altogether.
Man, that ain't easy.
It ain't easy, but it ain't impossible. I still remember a kind of corny line from one of them sex lectures after all these years. It's easy to think that being in heat's the same thing as being in love.
That line wouldn't go too far nowadays.
Well, Buzz, you know more about that than I would. It's been some years since I had to worry about getting them mixed up. But you know, I'll bet it's still pretty easy for a guy to fool himself. You know, he gets to screwing around and he starts believing he feels a certain way about a girl, which maybe he don't honestly feel at all.
Could be. I don't know.
It's one good thing about marriage. You both got time to straighten them feelings out in your head. Well, that's enough out of the old man for tonight. Let's close up and go out and get us some chow. Your Aunt Helen's over to Snyder's for supper, so it's eating out for you and me. Your Aunt Helen ain't the world's worst coffee maker after all. At least not anymore. Nobody could cook like your mother, Buzz. She never did care much for these diners. She always used to say, "Hey, you know something? We're making it, boy. We'll get the hang of running that house yet."
No sweat, Dad. I know we will.
I'm sure glad Helen's here. She always was my favorite sister. You be good to her, boy. She's family, just like your mother.
This town has a lot of secrets, don't it?
What do you mean?
Well, I was down to May's Cafe before, and Ernie Kratzer come in.
Him? Hell, there's no secrets with that guy around.
He was giving a hard time to May, kind of.
Oh, don't worry about May. She can take care of herself, even with a horny character like Ernie Kratzer.
Yeah, I guess old May's been around. She's okay.
Yeah, well, May Spangler's a little rich for your blood, son. She's more my type.
Your type? You thinking of marrying May?
I'm not marrying her exactly. I ain't thought about May Spangler for a long time. I ain't seen her in months.
Oh, yeah. May says hello, and she ain't seen you for quite a while. I like May and all, but I just can't quite picture you and her.
Oh, wealthy widow woman like May, I bet she could do with some company every now and then.
Pa, she's not wealthy and she's not a widow, and you know it. No, I can't picture you and her for nothing.
Well, I can't picture it either. I got my hands full keeping the garage going good. I'm keeping you in your training. I need a complication like that about as much as I need a drunk mechanic in the garage. Meanwhile, you stick to your training. I promise to see you through it.
Laura, we missed you yesterday. Hi. Are we going to meet the guys? Yeah, they're already down at the corner.
How'd your babysitting go last night?
Good.
Jerry come over?
No, thank heavens.
Oh, he's not bad.
You can have him. Damn Jerry thinks of one thing. Get a girl into bed. A Buzz, him I could go for. He's more like a friend most of the time.
He's nice, I guess.
And he's got a nice build, too.
Damn it. Gonna have to leave this heap here till I get out of work tonight. Well, looks like we're taking the bus today.
Hey, did you guys go out and see that old man yesterday?
Yeah, but he flushed us out with his pistol.
Who? Was it a real gun?
Yeah, that cat's dangerous, you know.
Oh, come off it, Jerry. He can't help the way he is.
Look, he didn't get that way from a bad cold, you know.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look, he asked for it a long time ago, and he got it himself. As my father always says, 5 minutes of pleasure for a lifetime of regret.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, they get their kicks out of tormenting that funny creature with syphilis.
Look, the truth is, Hoot must have, well, he must have balled the wrong chick when he was young, and he got burnt. How's a guy to know anyway? They all look the same on the outside.
Oh, shut up, Jerry. How'd you like the same thing to happen to you?
Well, if you gave me half a chance, I'd take it. So would you.
Maybe.
I still don't know what you two are talking about.
I think you do. Anyhow, Hoot Thomas's problems ain't yours.
Hey, Buzz, you really take an interest in old Hoot's problems, don't you?
Yeah. In a way, I guess I feel kind of sorry for him.
I've forgotten my algebra.
Too late now. Here's the bus.
I can't go without those papers. I'll get my mom to take me in the car if she's still home.
That woman. Talk about forgetting stuff.
Yeah, softening of the brain. Just like Hoot.
Syphilitic Ruth. Never happened.
Well, there is one way to find out.
Yeah, the hard way. You know, though, Ruth ain't bad. I wonder if she...
Forget it, Buzz. First guy that gets into bed with that woman better be ready to marry her.
Hey, baby, you need a ride to school? Hey, you're going to be late. Come on, come on. I'll take you right to the school door.
No thanks, I'll walk.
Hey, you ain't afraid of me, kid. Ask anyone. Look, you got nothing to be scared of.
You heard me. Get lost, you creep.
Hey, come on. Hey, oh, come on. Hey, I bet you got spirit. Look, you leave her go, mister. I ain't kidding. Damn you, you loony old goat. What the hell are you hiding here for?
Mister, you don't swear at me nor nobody else.
I know what you were doing. You're just hiding there waiting for some perky little chick to come swinging a tail along, wasn't you? Wasn't you?
You want to know what I'm doing, huh? Well, I'll tell you. I'm patrolling this street. Yes, sir. And I'll let you go this time. But you better quit coming around here trying to hurt people and things.
You know something? You ought to be in a nut house. You got no business running loose scaring respectable citizens with that toy gun. Get the hell away from my truck, you stupid zombie!
So, do we think, or do we know, because I missed part of the narrative because I was bouncing around. And so this is scanning okay, but it's scanning at a slower rate, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Hopefully tomorrow. Anyways, do we think that Hoot had syphilis, and that's why he's kind of crazy now? Was that hinted at in the film? I don't know. I mean, so this fits very much in a line with a lot of venereal disease films made in the early mid-70s, which basically said, look, there's a cure for this, but you gotta go and get treated. You gotta go. Okay, I'm reading the comments. Yes, that was definitely the deal with Hoot. But yeah, I mean, it was treatable, but it was getting people to go and actually get treated. That was the deal. And, at some point I'm going to do a documentary, write a book about the history of venereal disease films, because that's one of the things that I love. Because they capture, people talking about sex, people having sex, but how do you talk about it in polite company? All that stuff. So I kind of scanned through it very quickly, and I saw, like, oh, there's this guy with a gun at the end. Like, what is this about? And I didn't realize it was VD, but there you go. Anyways, thanks for watching today. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday? Yeah, holy cow, we're burning through this week. And maybe I will figure this out. My concern is that they change something in the firmware of the scanner, and they make it to where audio does not get shown, or does not get, when I'm scanning, the audio doesn't route through the HDMI cable. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright, more than you need to know, but thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe. You can use the super thanks button. That's all cleared now. Now that I have my channel back, everything is slowly getting back to normal. I have to regain everybody's trust. You can go to patreon.com/avgeeks or ko-fi, coffee.com at avgeeks. Those are great ways to support us. And we will see you tomorrow.